Hello friends, I'm Praveen Padil. Of late, I have been getting a lot of calls regarding what is happening with the markets, especially in the month of September. We have seen 1,000 point rally in Nifty and 1,000 point fall in almost 1,000 point fall in Nifty, all happening in the same month. So I have been getting a lot of calls due to the anxiety of what is happening in the market, what lies ahead. People have been asking, like, there have been rumors that there will be a crash, there will be a panic fall in the month of October, and they have been asking about what is my outlook for the month of October and the months forward. Usually, if you were to look at it, October has coincidentally has witnessed a lot of crashes in the market, a lot of panic selling has happened in the earlier Octobers. So people always assign the month of October to be very bearish to that of the beginning of new bear market and all those things. So this video is basically for understanding what lies ahead in the month of October. October seems to be very interesting month. So this video has two parts in this particular analysis. First is the technical analysis based on my GAN analysis methodology that we are practicing. The second is the astrological part that we continue to do. The difference is that here, when we speak about the astrology, I try to give you not only the astrological view, but also the logical reason behind this particular astrological view, which is missing in most of the astrological videos that you go through in the YouTube. So let me try to explain astrologically what are the reasons behind how the planets are positioned currently, and what is the rationale behind it, and what is expected out of these particular planetary movements in the month of October and the way beyond. So let us first do the technical analysis part, and then we'll get into the astrological part. So first, let me pull the technical chart for you. So if you were to look at it, this is the weekly chart of Nifty. In this particular weekly analysis, I have plotted the GAN wave starting from 15,180 as the bottom. So if you were to look at it, we have completed 1, 2, 3 and three waves. Technically speaking, we are in the fourth wave, which could drag us all the way towards 18,200 to 18,000 mark in the coming weeks. The only thing that we need to consider here is, like, whenever I'm going to speak about October, as per the astrological view, I'm considering till the first week of November rather than 31st of October. So what I believe that if we were to hit this particular zone of 18,200 to that of 18,000 by first week of November, most likely the correction of wave 4 is complete by that particular time. In case if we were to break the lows made between October 1st to that of November 4th, only if we were to break this particular low on the daily closing basis, only then the chances for a panic crash or whatever the continuation of the bear market, as people call it, will be there. So looking at this particular structure as per the GAN wave analysis, we can say one thing for sure, that we have a long way to go on the upside. And this is not the completion of the top. This is not the lifetime top. It could be. It could have a correction in the month of October. And probably by end of November first week, we will start our journey towards new highs. And we will move towards all-time high by December 31st of 2023. So if you were to look at it, has ever history has ever happened, we are looking at a kind of structure like this. So wherein we have completed 1, 2, 3, and right now we are in the fourth wave. And fifth, I'm expecting it to be very, very long. If you were to recollect my previous videos, we have been saying that 2023 is the beginning of the mother of all bull markets. The reason we have been saying is that we are seeing for multi-month rallies ahead, that lies ahead this particular as per the Gann wave analysis. So we have been quite bullish in the Indian market and also the global markets for the year 2023. If you were to ask there were many ups and downs in the year of 2023. We have almost completed 3 quarters of 2023. We are into the last quarter of 2023, but we have seen a lot of ups and downs. Even though we have taken out the new all-time highs, we have seen ups and downs. The nature of the planets is the reason as to why we have been seeing this kind of structure. And if you were to look at it, the months that are starting from November is much bullisher than what we have gone through the entire 2023 till September 30th. That is today. And we will be having a much better bullish phase moving ahead into the 2024. So in nutshell, if you were to look at technically, this is not the lifetime high, or this is not going to be the start or the beginning of a bear market or the recession, as many fear. Consider the October correction. If at all it is going to be a decent one towards 18,200 to that of 18,000 mark, consider that particular phase to be an opportunity to go along. We have been telling again and again that there is an opportunity that exists, that we need to get into the market to build the perfect portfolio, and we are going to enter into a mother of all bull market. This has been our stand right since 2021. Because as I noted earlier, if 2020, if you were to ask me, like there were chances for a deep recession or a depression globally, that could have kickstarted a multi-year depression or a multi-year recession. However, since we have taken out that particular highs, and since we are in a much better planetary phase that we are going through, the chances for a global recession or depression or the downside bear market or a long-term bear market doesn't exist at this particular point of time. And especially going forward from November 2023 and from January 2024, with each passing phase, we are seeing much better bullish phase than this of whatever we have seen in 2023 till date. So stick on with this particular portfolio, whatever you have with you. And if possible, if you get a decent correction in the month of October, it is time to rebuild the portfolio, hold tight this particular October. Yes, definitely we are going to see more correction, possibly towards 18,200 to that of 18,000 mark in the Nifty. If we are lucky enough, we will complete this particular correction in the month of November. As I said, if the lows that has been made till November 4th, if that lows were to be broken on the daily closing or on the weekly closing, then we are in for a deeper correction, and that could stretch all the way to 3 months to that of 6 months up until 2024 assembly elections. However, the chances of that particular deep correction or the time phase correction at this particular point of time seems to be very less. So let us see how things are shaping up in the month of October. October is going to be very interesting month altogether, because there are many things that are aligned. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to join this particular journey of October with you friends. So probably with every week in the month of October, we are planning to move along with the markets. Like we'll come up with a video of how things are shaping up, and to reassess this particular situation with each passing week. October is going to be really an opportunity to get along with the portfolio. Never do think about the negative side beyond the month of November on the downside. This is an opportunity to get into the market as we see from the technical part. Now, let us come to the astrological part. I try to give you the logical reasoning also behind this particular astrological phase that we are going through. So if you were to recall the last video that we have made, that was on January 2023, that was regarding the yearly outlook of 2023. We have made one thing very clear, that as the months go by, we will be continuing with the bullish journey, and probably by the time we end up in December 31st, 2023, we will be much higher than what we are currently at this particular point of time. That was our assessment. In that particular phase, we have highlighted how planets are moving ahead with each passing month, and what are the reasons why we were looking backwards and all those things. So first thing, even before getting into the astrological reasons behind this particular correction that is happening right now, I would like to tell you one thing, that you may be a avid lover of astrology, or you don't like astrology, because I have been getting a lot of comments saying that why do you want to get into the astrological part? Please stick with the technical analysis part, which we do on a day-to-day basis. The logic is very simple. Even if you were to ask me, like till May 2010, even I was not a believer of astrology. Something happened when my Ketu and Mercury got activated in the month of May 2010. I started reading astrological charts, and right now, if you were to ask me, there are many students, many people who do take my astrological consultation very seriously, and whatever we have been predicting for this for them on weekly basis or yearly basis, it used to happen the same way that has been happening again and again. And person who has taken astrological consultation with me has been coming again and again. It is not that I am the best astrologer and all those things. I hardly know much about astrology. Astrology is a vast ocean of science. I hardly know 1 to 2% of the entire astrology. What I'm saying is, like, it is the intuition of Ketu that is in my basic astrological chart of mine, which gives me intuition, like what to see, what not to see at that particular point of time when the people come to me for consultation. So I have been experiencing that whatever we have been predicting astrologically has been happening again and again. So you may like astrology, you may not like astrology, but then it do has a lot of importance. And I believe that astrology is definitely working. But do we have the capacity to change our fate? We don't have. We can only pacify the planets, but then whatever has to happen ultimately will happen. I've been keep telling you and again that astrology is all about, like, it is not about predicting. It is like at the time of predicting, if my chart is aligned with the correct alignments of predictions, then whatever I say at this particular point of time happens. Otherwise, if my chart is wrong, if I'm going through a bad phase at this particular point of time, whatever I tell will definitely go on the opposite side. So it is a caveat that only time can tell whether we are right or wrong. Now we'll get into the astrological reasoning. One thing which I have been observing, that there are many astrological videos in YouTube, but then hardly astrologer give you the rationale behind why they are predicting that such a kind of thing that is happening. Now we have been telling that, especially from 2023 to my students, that I've started giving astrological rationing also. Whether they understand or not, they will obviously try to understand in the future why the rationale behind that particular event is taking place. So if you were to look at it, recall, if you have not watched our January 2023 yearly prediction, please go to that particular video and just listen to that particular video. In that, I have mentioned one thing, that last 2 years, that is 2020 to 22, Saturn was in Capricorn. Saturn have, as like if you were to understand, there are 12 zodiac signs and 9 planets. Out of that, 7 planets are grahas, and means the actual grahas, and 2 are chaya grahas, and the 7 grahas actually have a home. And among the 7 grahas, the sun and moon have one houses each, and apart from the other 5 grahas, they have 2 houses each. So if you were to look at it, the Saturn is having Saturn as a graha has 2 houses, called as the Capricorn, the Aquarius. So whenever we see that Saturn moves in the Capricorn, it is like a long journey. Saturn usually usually takes 30 years to complete one rotation of the entire 12 zodiac signs. So after 27 years, once Saturn comes into Capricorn, it is something like a very strict disciplinarian come back home, and he's very strict. He looks back at all other 10 grahas that he has passed through of other planets. He looks at whether there is something that I have missed out. So it is something like a Saturn in Capricorn, always like looking backwards. Okay, that is the reason as to why we say like it is a period where people will start discussing about recession, retro motions. It is looking backward, what has happened, whether something has gone right or wrong, and all those things. It is like basically whenever Saturn is positioned in Capricorn, it is like moving backwards or looking backwards. Okay, it is a kind of feeling that I cross-check myself whether I have done correct or wrong in the last 27 years. This is what basically Saturn does when he is in Capricorn. When he moves to the next house, Aquarius, it is like a forward looking motion. He actually sits in Aquarius and start looking forward. What are the things to be done in the next 27 years? What are the homework that needs to be done right now, so that when I move to the next houses in the next 27 years, what are the things needs to be done? What are the seeds needs to be founded, and all those things. And that is the reason as to why in our yearly forecast also we have made this particular concept that please look out for major IPOs that will take place in the year 2023 to 2025. We have also said that this is the phase wherein Geo will get listed, NSE will get listed, because these are going to be the multi baggers for the next 30 years. Okay, because these are whenever we see that IPO comes, whenever new beginnings, new project, new businesses, new friendship that take place, and whenever there is Saturn in Aquarius is the best phase for the beginning for the next 30-year long journey. So this is actually best for Saturn to be in Aquarius. The problem right now is, over the last 2 months, you would have seen that some of your friends' own circle would have come up with some difficulty, saying that this is not happening, that is not happening. People have started looking backwards. All of a sudden, once again, people started looking backwards, thinking negative. Started speaking about the recession part, started speaking about the regression part, all rest and all those things. The reason is Saturn has been moving backwards from Aquarius towards Capricorn. So he is not actually going to enter into Capricorn, so need not worry about that particular front. He will only move towards the 6 degrees of Aquarius by 4th of November. Again, he will come back direct into the Aquarius itself. He will station in that particular Aquarius only. So what happens here is, all of a sudden, the last 2 months, people have started looking backward, like, oh my God, nothing is working out. All of a sudden, again, people have started speaking about the lockdowns, the COVID after effects, like recession part. And these are all things because of only one thing, that Saturn is moving it towards Capricorn. Fortunately, he is not going to enter into the Capricorn for the next 27 years. So he'll be coming back on November 4th. He will be again in Aquarius only. He will start moving forward. So once again, from November 4th onwards, what happens is like people will start forget about the recession, whoever has said about the recession, looking past what has gone wrong, what has gone right. People will stop looking at that particular front. From November 4th onwards, people again will start looking for the progressive part. People will start about the positive thing, progression. People will start thinking forward. People will start looking forward what lies ahead. Positivity will increase all of a sudden from November 4th. So if you were, that is the reason, as I said, like if some correction has to happen, it has to happen by November 4th. And unless and until we break below November 4th low, whatever lows that has been made till November 4th, only if a break below that particular low, we are looking out for something very, very deeper bear territory or deeper correction in the market. Apart from that, most likely from November 4th onwards, people will start looking forward, will start looking positively. Now, if you were to look at it, look at the current position of the entire astrological planets that are there. I'm just pulling out the chart. This is from Drik Panjang, a very good website that we keep looking out for astrological references. I've taken 3rd of October reference here. So if you were to look at it, Saturn right now is in Aquarius, and he has a cast on the retro Jupiter. That is one of the main reasons as to why the financial markets are also under a little bit of stress, especially from 4th of September. The Jupiter also has been moving backwards and moving towards Rahu. Definitely is not going to go and cover up with Rahu, that is for sure. So what happens is, like, when major planets are moving backwards is the time when the fear automatically creeps up in the mindset of people, and that is the reason as to why people are speaking about panic, the crash, the recession, and all those things. But things will definitely improve starting from November 4th. I'm taking this particular 3rd of November chart. The reason is, like, there are two things that are happening on 1st of October and 2nd of October. When we speak about the short-term trends or a day-to-day basis trends, the planets majorly responsible for the short-term trends are like Venus or the Shukra, and Buddha or Mercury. These are the two planets. Buddha and Shukra are the two planets which give us on a day-to-day basis what lies ahead. So look at what is happening on 1st and 2nd of October. After that, on 3rd of October, you see that Shukra is actually in Leo, the Simha house, and Buddha will transit towards his own house of Virgo. Okay, so basically these two planets are moving positively from 3rd of October. From 3rd of October, if you were to look at it, the short-term trend or the planets responsible for short-term trends are actually positive. The only negative that we can say is that Saturn has a cast or aspect towards Jupiter. That still is a negative aspect, and we still have the Saturn aspect of Shukra as the second aspect. So that is also a little negative. Apart from that, if you were to look at it, there is nothing to be worried about a kind of crash that is going to take place. It is only the movement of Saturn from backward movement of Saturn in Aquarius, which is giving us a picture that something is going to again go back to the 2020s. I have been listening to a lot of forecast that is taking place, like Nifty at 5,000 or 3,000. I don't think that happens, because I don't look at that kind of negativity right now. If you were to call me at 2020, if the possibility were there on the recession front, definitely yes, there were much higher negative combinations at 2020. But going forward, I think the planets are going to be much better placed and much better positively placed coming up months. In the month of October, we start off with Mercury transit to the positive house of Virgo, his own house, and Venus getting into Leo, which is again a positive kind of house that he is moving into. Only thing is, like, we have a negative aspect of Saturn into Shukra this month. That is only negative. And moving ahead, on 30th of October, we have a major transit that is taking place, that of Rahu moves back into Pisces, and Ketu will move into Virgo. So that is again very important transit. If you were to look at it, Rahu moving into Pisces, this kind of setup wherein Rahu is in Pisces and this depositor Jupiter is in best friend house Aries, and Saturn in own house of Aquarius, that too in, almost in the direct motion in the next 2-3 days. So this kind of setup, when Rahu and Ketu transit happens, almost around 280 to 300 years, once in 280 to 300 years, this kind of alignment we can usually see. That is actually a huge positive. What happens here is like when Rahu moves into Pisces, and when Jupiter is in Aries and Saturn is in Aquarius, it is a cleansing time for Rahu. So if you were to understand, Rahu keeps moving backwards all the time. It never moves forward at any point of time. So it keeps moving backwards, creates a lot of disturbances, a lot of negativity around and around. And it takes 280 to 300 years for a complete reset of this particular Rahu. If you were to look at it, this is the last month wherein you will feel that Rahu is highly negatively energized. And once we cross across this particular transit, that is on October 30th, when he moves forward, moves backwards into the next house of Pisces, actually it is kind of reset that will take place for the Rahu himself. So it is a huge positive that is going to take place slowly and steadily. If you were to look at it, this is a summarized version of it. From November 4th, it will be definitely positive. October, we are definitely going to see some more correction, some more action-packed thing that we are going to face in the market. November 4th, positive. December 31st, when Jupiter also turns positive, again much better positivity will come, and 2024 will be very much better than that of 2023. Use this particular month of October to accumulate. We will stay connected the entire month of October. We'll try to come up with a weekly analysis of what is happening on the markets in the month of October. And once we are through with this particular October, we'll see how things will shape up towards the positive thing. It's going to be an interesting time for most of the people who believe astrology. Like they will come to know in their own personal life, personal space, that a lot of things, too much of volatility that will take place in the month of October. It is not going to be a easy way. Like it's going to be a lot of volatile month, even in our personal lives. So watch out for interesting things that are taking place in the month of October. Let's take it slowly with each passing week. We'll stay connected in the month of October and try to build your portfolio, reshape your portfolio in the month of October, and start looking forward for a huge run-up that is going to come up in the market from November onwards, especially from January 2024. It will be much faster. Okay, having said all these things, in the next week or the next fortnightly, I have been studying on what looks like on the months of April, May, that coincident with that of our assembly elections. So in case if you are interested, do stay connected. In the next 2 weeks, we are coming up with our analysis on who is most likely to win this 2024 assembly elections. I've been studying that particular chart for the past few days. So let me conclude the facts, and we will come up with in a fortnight how things are placed, and we will see how things will shape up for the next government, whether it's going to be a continuation of BJP or it's going to be a new coalition of opposition parties. Like let us see what is going to likely take place in the year 2024 assembly elections, the next fortnight. So do stay connected. I am giving all my services list in the description. In case if you are interested in our professional services, please do consult us. I am giving out in the description my team member contact number and the website details and the services over this particular description. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll stay connected in the month of October throughout on the weekly analysis. Thank you so much for watching this video.